Hello. I think we might be back on a regular content schedule now. I hope. Life's been super busy. It's still super busy, but I'm adjusting to it better now. So hopefully I can actually get videos out regularly again. Hopefully. Today I'm going to be talking about a pair of shoes. These are going to be the Wittin Barefoot Trail Running shoes, and it is going to be their 1,000 kilometer review. I will start off with some kind of disclaimers and warnings about this particular pair of shoes, and then I'll talk about the general quality and just how they've held up really over the course of 1,000 kilometers of use. I have reviewed them before. I will link that video in the corner of this video somewhere, but for the benefit of those people who don't have time to watch two videos or can't be bothered to watch two videos, then I'll just include most of the important details in this one as well. Cool, so disclaimers and warnings. I bought this pair of shoes quite some time ago now. It was well over a year ago. I'm just trying to think. I really should have looked at the date on my Amazon order history before sitting down to record this. June 2020 is when I ordered that pair of shoes, so I have had them for over a year and a half. Yeah, I'm not good at numbers. I think it's over a year and a half. When I ordered them, they were about £25. They were quite new on the market, and they were basically making waves as the affordable barefoot shoe, essentially. And they were very cheap. Unfortunately, because of reasons probably related to capitalism, they're not very cheap anymore. So if you are interested in owning a pair of these shoes, they're now going to set you back at least £70. They might be available cheaper if you dig around on the internet in random websites and stuff, but if you just want a pair of shoes that you can get ordered quickly and shipped to you quickly, they're now quite expensive. The price has hiked up quite drastically over the last year-ish, which is frustrating and irritating to see. So just bear that in mind. If you are interested in buying a pair of these, they will cost probably about £70 at least. However, I have run 1,000 kilometers in them and they're still fairly intact. So they might still be worth the money if you feel that 70 quid for 1,000 kilometers is worth the money. They are also primarily an Amazon brand. I don't think you can get them via an external store by the manufacturer. The only places you can get them outside of Amazon are, like I said, kind of digging around on random websites and eBay. So if you don't like Amazon, then obviously that might be a problem for you. However, if you just want a generic pair of trail shoes, then they might still work perfectly well for you. I am a little concerned that they might have actually stopped making these because they're not that readily available on Amazon anymore in many colorways. You used to be able to get loads of different colors of them, and now they don't seem to be. However, there are a bunch of other companies basically making exactly the same shoe for a lot cheaper. So if you search barefoot trail shoes on Amazon, you're going to come up with essentially the same shoe for cheaper. So I guess you can just use this review for those because they're probably made by the same people, to be honest. I will stick a screenshot of some of the stuff you can find on Amazon in that same category here, so you can just kind of see that, yeah, it's the same set of shoes for all intents and purpose. So yeah, just grab those instead, I guess, because it looks like Wittin might have stopped making this particular pair of shoes. All right, on to general quality of the shoe and how I feel like they've fared over the last year and a half and the 1,000 kilometers that I've run in them. They are minimalist shoes. They do come with an insole. If you feel like you need the insole to make running more comfortable, then when I briefly used the insole at the very beginning, it was super comfortable, but I took it out quite quickly just because I prefer having basically no cushioning in my shoes unless I really, really need it. The shoe itself is quite wide, the toe box is really roomy, and there's just loads of space for your foot to move around and splay out and all of the good things that you kind of want from a barefoot shoe, essentially. So in terms of general comfort and kind of design of the shoe and the space your foot has in it, it's good stuff. I've been very happy with it. The shoe does not have laces. It has a Velcro strap and a kind of elastic pull toggle thing on it. So they're really easy to take on and off, which is nice if you're doing like swim run stuff, or if you just really want to get your shoes off immediately after coming home because they're soaking wet because you've been running through a bog. which is something I do fairly often. I have found them to be pretty versatile. I do kind of some of my local runs in them on local city trails and whatnot, and I have run up in the Peak District with them through bogs and stuff, and I have raced in them as well. So yeah, they're pretty versatile, and I haven't really had too many problems with them. I have found on kind of more intense fell runs that the lugs are kind of not good enough, so perhaps just be a little bit wary if you're doing anything crazy terrain wise in them. They're still usable, but there are better shoes for like scrambling and bog running. But if you're normal and you're just running on standard trails and you're not going too off-piste, then yeah, they'll be fine. They're perfectly serviceable, but for most people's needs. The shoes are super lightweight and super flexible, and just generally, in terms of the way they've been designed, I have basically no complaints about them and haven't had any complaints about them since getting them. In terms of durability, they've held up very well. The soles of the shoes are actually not that worn down, despite the amount of running I've done in them and despite some of the terrain that I've run on with them. I will probably be retiring them from my main rotation of running shoes now, but I'm still going to use them until they literally fall apart on me, because the soles are still in like really good condition and are still really usable for like general bobbing around and some shorter hikes and stuff. So I'm going to keep using them. I might just not be running in them anywhere near as much now. The glue between the sole and the upper has actually stayed really intact, and there's a few holes appearing around the edge of that now, but it's been pretty solid for the duration of the time I've been using it. To be honest, the holes that are there now are still not really affecting the integrity of the shoe. So as I said, I'm still going to keep using them, just probably won't run in them quite as much anymore. So basically still no complaints following on from my previous review on these shoes. I just don't have any complaints about them. They've been good for what I've needed them for. They obviously have their limitations, and I'm not gonna recommend them for like really extreme fell running or anything, but if you just need them for some trail running, maybe a bit of hiking and stuff, they're great. I couldn't really fault them for that sort of usage. And as I said earlier in the video, it does look like the Wittin brand do seem to possibly not be making them anymore, but there are plenty of other brands on Amazon basically producing the same shoe for a lot cheaper. So yeah, you can grab a pair still. I think you might just have to get it under a different brand name, but it's the same product as far as I can tell. Annoying that the Wittin brand seem to have hiked their prices up and stopped making barefoot stuff as much, but at least there are other companies still doing it, so you can still get what you want and what you need for a reasonable price, it looks like, which is always good to see. So that's everything. I just wanted to do a quick update on how these shoes have fared up to their 1,000 kilometer mark and how I feel about them and my general thoughts. So yeah, if you're interested in other shoe reviews, I'm hoping to do them a little bit more often than I have been. I have done one relatively recently that I'll link up here to a pair of barefoot shoes by the company Sundried. If you head over to that video and watch it and you like the look of those, I am actually an ambassador for that company now, so I'll pop a cheeky discount code down in the description and you can get 30% off clothing from that company, and they're a pretty good company, otherwise I wouldn't be affiliated with them. Okay, I'm gonna go now and let you get on with your day. If you're interested in trail running, fell running, and general fitnessy running related content, then there's going to be more of that going on the channel over the next few months, because I'm just going hardcore on training for some big goals in 2022, so keep tuned for what those might be. Okay, have a good day, bye!